Alright everyone, yesterday Ann Coulter was taking a flight via Delta Airlines and got bumped off of her seat for apparently a comparable seat, which was literally just the same class of seating as like Comfort Plus or whatever they term it. Oh, you get 3 extra inches of legroom, which is important because she's like 6 feet tall. And so she was complaining about it on Twitter, saying, oh, they bumped me off my seat and I paid for this, I reserved it specifically, and, you know, the Delta's full of shit. And they, like a bunch of morons, they actually decided to indulge her. Give her more attention, make it into a major story by responding. The proper response from Delta would have been nothing. Let her just run her mouth for a little while, and then eventually, when she realizes she's not going to get a response, she'll let it go, because it's not generating enough controversy. Only her core fans would ever see it. But instead, I have to see a million things now about Ann Coulter, either defending her and saying Delta was being mean because she reserved that seat, or Ann Coulter is being a bully because she thinks her shit doesn't stink or something. Now, I still think that Ann Coulter is a satirist. I've said this, I get some people on the right, they're like, oh, you're punching right. Who fucking cares? I'm not a conservative. Here's the thing. I think that it's a long-term marketing strategy to pretend to be like far-right and out of touch. And actually not be far-right at all. Like she's probably apolitical or a liberal. And she gets off on this. It's like long-term, high-level trolling. And so she's getting all of your right-wing bucks and pretending, oh, I'm one of you, and in reality she's, you know, totally not, or something. I still think that. It's my opinion. And I don't like Ann Coulter. I don't like her attitude. I think she makes movements she associates with, which she does quite commonly, look fucking stupid, because she looks a bit unhinged. That being said, Delta Airlines is no better. What we've seen with regards to these airlines over recent years is that they're full of shit. The TSA is full of shit. The airlines are full of shit. Trump is right, our airports are dilapidated. Or at least some of them are. I've seen some airports that are actually pretty good. Like you fly into, what is it, I think Houston or something. The Burlington airport up here looks pretty good for a small one, a regional airport. The Houston airport was nice. The Tampa airport's spotless. Which is surprising, but a lot of them are, especially in the New York area, some of them are kind of fucked up. The Newark airport has some significant difficulties. So why would I think the idea is that Coulter wants to turn this into some sort of like political issue. Like, oh, they bumped me off of my seat because I was right-wing. No, they just happened to do that. Maybe this person didn't even know who you were when the decision was made. Or maybe it was an attempt to bully you because you cast yourself off as a right-winger. So what's complaining about it on Twitter going to do? It's not like you don't have enough money, so that getting like your $1,000 back or something is going to make a fucking difference to you. Go write another book, make another 10 million. Who cares? Now, why don't you buy a stock in Delta and then you can tell them how to run their business? The problem is these airlines are abusive anyway because you probably don't realize this, but they can basically treat you however they want. If you're flying with them, they're like, oh yeah, we can kick you out of your seat, we can change your seat unilaterally, we can kick you off the flight for basically no reason, we can harass you basically for no reason. The TSA, by the way, is either going to do a cavity search or at least look at you naked, because, you know, we hire a lot of perverts, we're like the Catholic Church or something. So I'm not going to defend the airlines, they're all slime balls. And they are. It's like, which one was it? I think it's United. Moving to, oh yeah, you're going to have to pay for that carry-on luggage now. By the way, no laptops. By the way, we're worried that you will have too large a tube of toothpaste. But we never quite get when people in the media try to sneak through bomb-looking packages, we almost never find them. Or knives. Yeah, we confiscated, somebody had a sporting rifle, you know, disassembled on their carry-on luggage. And we didn't even notice when we scanned the luggage. We found out about it later when he dropped his suitcase and gun parts came rolling out. That's how the TSA works. It's how the airlines work. They're inept. They're incompetent. They're also overly costly because of all the regulations involved. It's just totally dumb. It could be so much better. It could be so much quicker and so much more convenient. It could be so much cheaper and less abusive. It's not that hard to engineer such a situation. We could go back 30 years, we'd do the same thing. But then again, Ann Coulter is not the one to complain. She's sitting there whining on Twitter about how she didn't get bumped from her precious Comfort Plus business class seat to the back row of coach or something like that. Like, she doesn't want to sit with the little people, I guess, back there, the peasantry. She wants her free champagne, or so. Like, it's really important to her, I guess. She needs that extra legroom. I can sympathize because I'm 6'2", so trying to cram myself into the average airline seat it's definitely huddled up a little bit. It's like, okay, where are my legs supposed to go? Am I supposed to put them in carry-on or something like that? Am I supposed to cut my legs off and shelve them above me? Because I don't have enough fucking room. Yeah, that's a problem. But she was moved to apparently a comparable seat. She wasn't getting downgraded for paying the same price. She was just getting moved across the aisle. And she pretends like it's some great, horrible issue. And she's like, this is the person that Delta gave my seat to. I think it was like an ethnic-looking woman or something like that. I guess she took it as a personal insult or something. It's like, who fucking cares? Yeah, like nobody else gets inconvenienced by the airlines when they're flying. Nobody else gets inconvenienced at all. Nobody ever got bumped from a flight. Nobody ever had to change seats or got talked down to by a stewardess or something. I count myself as lucky because by and large, the flights I've taken have gone off without a hitch. Like, I think I had one, it was like delayed and the next flight came in, I had to get on that one. But that was only once. I've flown like, what, 3 or 4 times now, I think, overall. You know, but round trip, you know, both there and back. So like 6 or 8 times. I don't even know. I lost count. First time you fly, it's pretty cool. You see the clouds from above and it looks like a sea of glaciers. Then the next time you fly, it's like, oh, same sort of boring scenery. You know, they should fly below the cloud level. That'd be more fun because you could watch the cities and stuff below. You'd watch the cars. Like when you're just taking off or landing or something like that, it's more exciting. They get above the clouds, it's like, whoa, wait, where'd all the scenery go? All that's up here is fucking clouds. Yeah, it's pretty. Okay. I guess if you're doing that thing some people do where they take acid before they fly, yeah, that'd be a real trip. But the last thing you want to do is spaz out on that when you're thousands of feet above ground level. You probably get labeled a terrorist, and they say, oh, you must have a box cutter. We got to punch him out, wrangle him to the ground, tie him up with one of these seat belts or something like that. No, Ann Coulter doesn't need to be complaining about being bumped from her seat. She's making it out as though, oh, I got downgraded. They were trying to store me in the cargo hold or something like that. And we're trying to put you in the cargo hold. They gave you a different seat right across the aisle. What's the difference? What does it matter? It's the same style of seating. It's like if someone's in, yeah, if someone pays for a first class seat and they're like, no, you're going to move to the back of the plane because we put someone else here even though you paid for it. You're going to be sitting in coach. No refunds. Yeah, that'd be a problem. That'd be big issue, but they didn't do that. It's like, oh, I paid for an upgraded seat. I got switched to a different upgraded seat. So what are you whining about? Making a big fuss about it on Twitter like a little baby or something like that. I just don't like Ann Coulter. I mean, can you imagine? Like, Ann Coulter's fans. Like, oh, she's down to earth. She's like a redneck girl or something like that, as though that's true. So she wasn't silver spoon in mouth at this point with tens of millions of dollars. It's just funny how they do this. Can you imagine if it was Rachel Maddow or something like that complaining about getting bumped off seat? They'd be saying, "Oh, you spoiled elitist. They should have put you in coach because you complain. They should put you back with the peons that you don't want to associate with." They're not going to aim this at Ann Coulter though, because it's like Sarah Palin or something like that, or Michelle Bachmann. She's beyond reproach because she pretends to be on the right. She's probably not even a right-winger. It's probably satire. You get her, if you got her sat down in an interpersonal conversation with no political content, I bet you'd find she's way less whacked out and a lot more down-to-earth than you think, probably apolitical in nature. She just knows how to play on people's emotions. Yeah, she's a very talented woman. Extremely talented. Although I think, you look at her neck, I think some people suspect there's something else going on down below, so to speak. Now, I'm not going to get into that because that's considered politically incorrect and insensitive by both the left and the right. If you say something like that, I have everyone jumping down my throat, and I don't even care. But I'll just make that suggestion, throw it out there because it's funny. And Coulter taking the tweet. She was doing like this. She was trying to do the Trump thing. If you actually look at the tweets, it looks like something Trump would have made. I think that's on purpose. I think she's screwing with people's brains a little bit. She's trying to use his strategies. And she goes off and talks to Trump. He's like, oh, here's 10 tips on how to improve your Twitter shitposting game. Trust me, it got me into the White House. She's like, oh, thank you, Mr. Trump. That'd be so funny. Oh my god. I fucking love this world. Everything right now is chaos. Everyone's crazy. Everything's going wrong. That's really when things are best, because at least they're exciting. It's like things are going to go wrong anyway. At least they're not personal. It's just like Ann Coulter complaining about her seating arrangement or something. It's funny at least. It's amusing. That's about all. Peace out.